The ambulance lurched to the right, pushing Shaw's shattered leg against the restraint on the stretcher. He grunted loudly through clenched teeth. "Sorry," Annalise called from the driver's seat, for what seemed like the 18th time in the last 10 minutes. She'd never driven before. No one had. The ambulance was, conveniently for Shaw's leg, the only abandoned car they could find that had a manual override for the self-driving computer. Computers that were standard on all cars, but that had stopped working 30 minutes ago when the Lattice was destroyed, severing the connection they needed to navigate. Even lying down, Shaw could angle his head up to watch the world pass by through the back window of the ambulance. The streets of Geneva were empty of people, but filled with cars scattered haphazardly. When the Lattice shut down, they all had simply rolled to a stop in whichever direction they had been pointing, even if it was onto a sidewalk, against a tree, or through a storefront window. The bleating sirens had finally stopped, thank God, and now an eerie calm gripped the city. Geneva, and the entire world, Shaw assumed, was holding its breath, waiting to find out what would happen next. Suddenly, the ambulance slammed to a halt, and this time Shaw's grunt was more of a scream as his legs shifted again. "Roadblock," Davina explained, peering out the windshield from her spot next to Shaw. He craned his neck as best he could. 100 meters ahead, there was an orange barricade across the road, and some men in black uniforms in front of it. You couldn't tell whether they were armed or not. "What do you want me to do?" Annalise asked. "Into the alley on the right," Davina pointed. "Don't linger in front of them or they'll get suspicious." The ambulance pulled into the narrow street and raced down it. As Annalise took the first corner at breakneck speed, through the rear window, Shaw saw the front end of a patrol car turn into the alley to follow them. "Too late," he called. "They're following us." Annalise accelerated and turned twice more. She charted a random serpentine path through the old city streets that put Shaw's leg in a constant state of being jostled and nearly caused him to black out from the pain. Under Annalise's uncertain driving, the ambulance lumbered around corners while the sleek military vehicle behind them accelerated through them. After a few blocks, the patrol car was almost right behind them. Without warning, the ambulance jerked to the right again, and this time Shaw saw why. A second vehicle came shooting out of the side street, nearly ramming into them before correcting course and joining the patrol car in pursuit. "Weapons?" Shaw shouted. Davina threw a hand laser into his lap and pulled another out of her belt. From her position braced against the side wall, she shot out one of the back two windows, and he shot out the other. They began firing at the patrol cars, aiming for the windshields and tires. With the lurching of the ambulance, though, Shaw couldn't get a clean shot through the window. "Find a straightaway and stick to it, Annalise," Shaw called. "I'm not the one who designed the streets," she called back. "Do it," Davina commanded. Annalise grunted, but after two more turns the ambulance straightened and sped up. The vehicles hadn't anticipated the ambulance accelerating, so they were far away, but perfectly centered in the ambulance's back windows. "We both hit the left vehicle on the count of 3, Shaw said to Davina. He took his time aiming. 1. He lined his sights up on the vehicle's tire. "Count faster, I'm running out of road," Annalise called from the front seat. 2. Shaw let the vehicles close the gap and kept the front right tire in his sights. "Soon, Shaw," Annalise called again. 3, Shaw shouted. 2 red lasers shot from the ambulance. Shaw's hit the front right tire, Davina's shot piercing the front windshield. The vehicle swerved once in either direction before it clipped the wheel well of its neighbor. Almost immediately after they shot, Annalise yanked on the wheel and drove the ambulance into the narrow entrance to another of Geneva's old streets. Shaw had time to see the 2 cars try to separate. After a half-second, the car hit by the lasers overcorrected its course and veered away. It lunged over a curb and smashed into a lamppost, folding around it and stopping cold. The second car continued after them down the alley, but it never got up to its previous speed. As Annalise was able to put more distance between them, Shaw thought he detected a wobble. He guessed that the tire was out of alignment from the collision. Annalise continued turning down side streets and alleys, and after a few more of them, Shaw had completely lost sight of the pursuit vehicle.